everybody, and welcome to another episode of Out of the Vault. If you need to catch up, please take a look at the playlist in the box below. And today we're going to actually take a look at, believe it or not, a very monumental Disney animated classic. It is number 19. It was made in 1967, and the reason why it is such a landmark is because this was the last Disney animated classic that was made with Walt Disney at the helm, because unfortunately he passed away that very same year. So I'm talking about the Disney animated classic, The Jungle Book. This was another Disney movie like Sleeping Beauty and Bambi that I've talked about in this year's Out of the Vault season. A movie that I have not seen in a very, very long time. And I will say, the only thing, if you want to be a perfectionist, you're definitely gonna find a disliking if you notice a whole bunch of animals that do not belong in Asia. Like Baloo, who's a bear. Bears don't live in Asia, at least in the area where India is. You definitely have tigers, and you have monkeys, and you have panthers, but possibly no bears. But it's okay. And the movie itself, believe it or not, does not really have much character development. Not even the villain really has much screen time, and the villain is Shere Khan the tiger, but it is the story of a little boy who was raised in the wild, and when Shere Khan, who is the king in the Bengali jungle, who is not a big fan of man, the animals band together and try to bring Mowgli, the boy, back to his kind. And on his way, he makes a couple of friendships, including Baloo the bear, Bagheera the panther, and possibly King Louie the orangutan. The other thing that's very interesting about this movie is, this is probably one of the more visually obvious racist films, especially when you take a look at King Louie of the Apes and the Monkeys. And that's as far as I'm going to go, because I don't want to cause any trouble here. But even though the villain doesn't have such a large amount of screen time, even though the plot does not have much character development, and it's relatively weak, what this movie makes up for it is the music, because the songs are really great, and you can definitely tell this movie was made in the late 1960s, because you have a lot more of an upbeat jazz couple of songs. You have the groovy and yeah man in the dialogue of the characters, and you do have a foursome of vultures that definitely resembles the Fab Four, aka the Beatles. So it is a fun and enjoyable movie. Now I'm also going to get a little biased here. Probably the most redeeming quality of The Jungle Book is how many Disney animated classics can actually become a successful television cartoon show. Yes, The Jungle Book was actually turned into a fantastic Disney animated cartoon back in the early 1990s, and of course I'm talking about The Great Tailspin. You had Shere Khan as a ruthless businessman, you had King Louie, who was a tiki bar owner, and of course Baloo being the pilot and all. It was a fantastic cartoon, great memories, so why would anyone want to knock The Jungle Book? And forget the fact that there was a terrible, terrible sequel starring John Goodman and Haley Joel Osment as the voices of Mowgli and Baloo. Who knows how they got reunited and all that wonderful stuff. I'm still trying to figure out how that movie even made theaters. So, it's because of those redeeming qualities that The Jungle Book really is a pleasure to watch, even though it may not have much to give. So, it's definitely one of the classics. I am going to give The Jungle Book 3 out of 4. And that's it, everybody. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys for the last 2 episodes of Out of the Vault this season. I've been enjoying it. But for now, leave your comments on The Jungle Book. If you want to talk about a Disney classic that I haven't reviewed yet, that you think I should, throw it in there. I'm starting to compile a list for next year's season of Out of the Vault. So your feedback is necessary. So I'll see you guys soon. Actions speak louder than words.